Good morning. I'm Diane, and you're in the studio with me at Two Girls Treasure. I'm a wee little bit late this morning. We had to put the kids on the bus. They're on their way to Refuge to do the work of God, and I'm so thankful. But it took us a little while. But here we are, and I found it. I couldn't do the backing yesterday because I couldn't find the paper I was looking for. And I told Mel, I'm looking for this paper. And I know I put it in here. And I know I put it in the place where I could get back to it. And I can see it. It's rolled up and it's... Oh, there it is. Thanks, Mel. Thanks, Mel. Look at this. It's so pretty. And guess what we're going to do with it? Let me grab the back plate for the inside. Look at the difference. Y'all, this is what we started with. See? This is what we started with, and this is where we are. It is a beautiful finish. We've gotten all of the body of the clock done. We've got the back of the door painted, ready to dust over with our blue lace. Oh, and away we go. Oh, that looks so good. Here, we'll put it right here so you can see it. And it'll be out of the way right here. Here we go. Look at that. You love the tone difference? I'm not so concerned about this, but I could go over it again so it just looks good, because that's where the clock goes back in. So we definitely need to do that. Now, I tell you what we're gonna do. We sealed this yesterday. Remember, seal it first. Let's paint it. Let's get it painted so that it is consistent with everything else we're doing, and that when we put the paper on, it will look amazing. So let's grab our fresh sage, already shaken. And we'll move those brushes because they've got a little bit of dry paint on them. How did that happen? Well, I didn't put it away. But let's grab our fresh sage. Isn't that beautiful? We don't need all of it. Nice little paintbrush dip there into the fresh sage, and let's cover the back of this. We'll get the edges. It is just a fiber board with laminate coating backer. That's all it is. It's all it's ever gonna be. But since it's not damaged or destroyed, we can actually paint it, cover it with our fresh sage, and make it look just as good as the solid wood clock body. And once we get this, I'm going to go ahead and turn the fan on. There we go. We're going to turn that thing on up high. Once we get this coated, we're going to set it where it will dry. And we'll do the door. We'll dust over the door with our blue lace, just like we did the body of the clock. And by the time we finish that, this should be dry. And we should be able to utilize our paper. I'm very excited about it because the paper is patterned just like the lattice rose inlay. Did you notice that? We will actually be able to cut it apart and create a layered, laddered look. I can't wait. I'm going to set this up so it will dry. I'll set it right here so it's in the fan. Paint all over my hands now. All right, that was our fresh sage. Let's get the door out and let's do our dust over in our blue lace. I'm gonna put this out of the way And I'm going to grab one of my favorite paintbrushes. And I'll grab two. I've got to get my Miracle brush because we need that. I've got my 1-inch brush because we need that. I love these brushes. They're just about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches, but I think it's 1.5 inches. I just love the handle. It's tapered. It holds nicely. The bristles work well. I love this. Let's get out our blue lace. The Cap Fresh Sage, and let's get out our blue lace, and let's dust over the top of the Fresh Sage on the door just like we did on the whole body. Thanks for waiting for me today. If you're just joining, I'm really sorry, sort of sorry. The kids are so excited. They're going to do service work. Pray for their safety on their journey and their happiness while they're there. All right. I put a little bit more than I intended, so let's spread this out. We'll do this entire section. A little bit more blue lace than I intended to put on my brush because I didn't want a heavy coat. I'm excited. This is looking good, and I'm running behind, so I'm trying to catch up. But I just need to slow down, don't I? Just need to slow down. There we go. Slow down a little. Here we go. All right. I'm going to use my old one. This is what they look like when they get really well used, because these are the same brush. They last a long time. They do a lot of work. I'm just going to run the blue lace into Fresh Sage so that we'll have a good background of Fresh Sage peeking through, but good coverage of blue lace at the same time. And by the time we're done doing this, the paint's dry. I may or may not need that. I'm going to move it out of the way for a minute. We'll scoop this on down. A little bit less blue lace this time. Section at a time. Do that trim work. And let's make it move. Let's make it move. Nice long strokes to keep any jagged edges from being in there. Just a little bit of blue lace. This is really good if you're trying to conserve your color, because you won't really use a ton. There we go. The panel's drying really well. I'm not knocking it over. There's our train man. He's not late today. I'm late. Here early, late getting started. Turn this just a little bit. There we go. So it's on that backer. There we go. All right. Coming around the side here. did that yesterday too, didn't I? And I wasn't even in a hurry yesterday. There we go. I love a beautiful layered look. I love a tone on tone. If you do, this is just one way to get to it. There's so many different ways. And I'm kind of being lazy by not using my tintable glaze, because I do love my tintable glaze. But this also gives us a little bit different finish than glaze would. So find the way, experiment with the way that you love, and then use that way. And if you're not sure if you love it, try it anyway, because it's just paint, and if you don't love it, you can paint over it. That's real. It is just paint. And it is fabulous paint. It's Rethunk Junk Paint by Laura. If you've never used it, if you're considering it, if you're curious about it, sign up for our Smalls on Saturday class. That's going to be next Saturday. And join us to learn how to use it, how to work it. We'll teach you the basics, because you've got to have a starting point. The curiosity is your starting point. The workshop, well, that's your start of your education. I can give you the beginning, and you write your own story with it. Whether that means you flip furniture or you just simply have some pieces you want to do. We all need a little bit of therapy, and paint therapy is a lot of good for your soul. It really, really is. Next Friday night, we will do our Tale of the Mermaid workshop studio session. Join us. I usually say 5:30 to 7:30, but I had someone who wanted to be here at 5, and I said, hey, that's fine. Come on over, girl. Come on over. 5 o'clock is good for me. But do make a reservation so I know you're coming, please, because I'd like to make sure I have your chair, your table set. I like to be a good hostess. We always try to have Cersei bags and drinks and popcorn, and I just want to make sure I have all the things ready for you. I've got paintbrush butterfingers today. But I'll share the link to Family Fun Night, because it is a family event. Family Fun Night next Friday evening, 5-ish to 7:30. We will craft, and then we'll clean up and put everything away and turn the lights out. And go home with our beautiful mermaid tails to hang on the wall, or to hang from your porch at your beach house. Good, good times. And we have all the colors. So we can make mermaid tails in fabulous, fabulous colors. Almost done, y'all. Ooh, we We are busy at Two Girls Treasure this morning. We have some deliveries. Our Decoupage Central holiday decoupage papers were delayed. So frustrating. 2 days gone by. We are waiting. The USPS swears that it'll be today. They don't swear it. They never promise anything because they can't deliver what they promise on. But they will get here. That I'm positive of. They will get here. And when they do, we can't wait to show you. They're beautiful pieces. We have 90 pieces of Decoupage Central paper coming in. Oh, I love the way that looks. Let's get our back plate up here. Oh yeah. Just like that, it's ready to go. All right. Here's what I want to do. I'm going to throw a little wrench in here, and I'm going to put my blue lace on the back plate. Since it's straight and flat, I'm going to use my silicone blade to get it on there quickly, smoothly, and spread it out. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Ting, 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 ting. Brush it, brush it, brush it, blade it. Watch this. I could spend 10 minutes brushing it or 2 minutes blading it. And I love the variations that you get with the blade. I love how it covers without completely covering. We couldn't do this with the blade on the doors or the body because there weren't enough straight, flat surfaces. Now let's let that dry. While that's drying, let's take our paper out. That won't take but a minute to dry. But let's take a look at this paper. I think we should have enough to do just what I'm thinking about doing. There's 3, there's 4, we do. I don't want to use the ribbons. That looks too 7-year-old girl. I'm not going for that. That's not what we're here for. Not on this piece. We can do 7-year-old girl. We've got that. Isn't that beautiful paper? Can you see that paper over the top of this blue lace, over the top of the fresh sage? I pulled a couple of spots. I'm just going to tink some paint in, fill those in right there. We're going to leave them alone. I'm not going to leave them alone. You know I'm going to get involved right there. I'm just going to keep messing with it till I mess it up again. Tink, tink, tink. If you pull the paint back where you didn't intend to, just tink some in, and P.S., leave it alone. Let me set this down so I dry it out and leave it alone. Let's look at this paper and see how we want to trim it up. I thought it was... It is. I can go right here. Oh, yes. Where's my scissors? Right here. All right. I want a nice straight line on this. So I'm going to get my paper cutter's not long enough for this paper. I need a straight edge long enough for my paper. I know I have that. I know I have that right here. Yes, I do. When you have lumber laying around, you always have a straight edge. All right. We'll lay that down right there. We'll grab one of our pencils and we're just going to lightly mark it. I don't want my pencil edge to show. So we're going to mark it right there, and then we're going to mark it right here. Let's make sure it's straight. Let's mark that line right there. Oh yeah, that's gonna look so good. All right, we'll set that to the side for a minute, and let's mark another one, because that's 2 pieces, and we're gonna need a little bit more than that. Boy, this is split, so we'll have to figure out where we can place which pieces, because this is going to be a cut side, so we'll have to put this against the top or the bottom, and same thing here, we'll have to put this against the bottom. It'll be okay. Make sure before you start placing your pieces that you can see where everything needs to go based on how it cuts, what it looks like. Use this one in the center because we've got a nice, good, clean image. That works too. All right, so we have 1 full, 2, 3 full, and 2 extra, 3. Let's do a couple more. Let's see, we're gonna get more full images off this page right here. I don't need the scissors in my hand because I'll take off running, won't I? No, we're only going to get 2 full images off of this. It's okay. We'll take it. We'll take what we can get. This is old paper that was in a drawer. It is actually wallpaper. It really is. It's kind of heavy. It's heavy-ish, but it will do the job that we intend to do. It will serve as our decoupage paper, if you will. And in places, to me, this looks like it's not really straight, but it's okay. When we finish with our glaze over the top of this, it'll be okay. See, now we have a full piece. We have our 2 side pieces. That's funny. Let's cut this. And we may mist it and sort of shred the edge a little bit. I love that look too, especially when we are doing distressed vintage. And I saw something last night that really caught my eye, and we might try it with this piece. I marked this one just a little bit crooked, so I'm going to compensate for it right here. There we go. And then we'll trim this one out the same way. And I'm going to save these extra pieces because I know we have more work to do. And I bought some beautiful lace yesterday. And today I'm going to buy some beautiful Iron Orchid designs. Shh, don't tell anyone. I'm not buying them today, but I will know what they are. If you are interested in the new Iron Orchid Designs Summer 2024 release, tomorrow's the first day of summer. Today, we will know what we're going to buy, and I know what kind of pieces there are. I don't have my phone on me where I'd tell you, but don't panic. You know I'm gonna let you know. All right, let's set these over here, and let's get this right back up where it is. Now, I don't have a measuring tape, and right now I don't want one. I'm going to get out a cup and my salt wash. Let me scoot this over because I don't want to wreck it. We're going to put some salt wash and blue lace. I'll tell you what. Oh, here it is. We're going to use this. Do you ever use these when they come? This one's cheap plastic. Now, I have a good one, but this is the one I want to use today. Do you keep these when they come in your paint kits? You get a bag of paint brushes and you get this little palette knife. Do you ever use this? Well, today's the day that you should have kept it if you threw it away. Don't throw your tools away. It might not work for the purpose that it was intended, but guess what? You might find another purpose to use it for. Don't throw it away. You're going to want that piece. So we're going to open our blue lace. I love this color. And let's dip some into our cup. We don't need a lot. Just a little teeny bit. Tink that in. And cap that out of the way. We don't want those because we're not trying to destroy those paintbrushes. Salt wash is hard on your paintbrushes. This is where your old paintbrushes that don't do a nice smooth job anymore, this is where those paintbrushes do their job. So we're going to put a pretty good bit of salt wash ratio to this paint, because I don't want just a little bit of texture. I want this to have, I want this to crust over. That's what I really want. And look, I don't think I have enough, so I'm going to do it again. I want this to be almost pickable up with my fingers solid. That's it right there. Chunky, 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 chunky. That's what I want. All right, so I'm also going to take just a smidge, just a little smidgy smidge of our fresh sage. And here's a crusty paintbrush. Just a smidge. We'll cover that back over. And move that. All right. Nice and thick. If you get it too thick, add a little touch of water. If you get it too thin, add a little bit more salt wash. If you're doing this, you want it crusty, chunky, thick. Just like that. Because it's going to tump over. That's all right. Let's move that. Let me go grab my gunk. We want our refill gunk, which is right here. And probably need another container because that one's almost empty. Got it right here. So we've got plenty of gunk. All right, we've got our paper. Let's lay it out to see what goes where. It's just about the right width too, y'all. Look at that. We'll use this down here on this end. And we'll just have to compensate with these smaller pieces on the in-between. It's okay. And let's ladder these in sort of equal increments. I'm not measuring. I'm not even trying to. But that looks just about right to me. What you think? That looks just about right. I love it. All right, now here's the deal. Let's start right here in the middle. I'm gonna take this off. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see, but I'm gonna wet the edges. I'm actually gonna wet the whole thing. All right, now I'm gonna wrinkle it up, and it's got some tears in it. I'm good with that. We're just gonna pinch some of the edges off. Now, I saw someone do this. How did she do it? Because she did it so neatly. She so neatly tore the edges. What'd she use? Just a tool. Just like a paintbrush edge. We could probably even just use our palette knife for this. Let's try it and see. Let's try it and see if this works too. Just shred the edge a little bit. You can't see? Let me fix that for you. There you go. Yeah, let's just sort of shred the edge a little bit. I'm okay if it gets into the imaging. The outside edges are going to hang just a little bit over. I just want to rough these up. I don't want it to look so perfect. There we go. All right, now we'll start with just this one. And I will grab my good brush from my gunk. Love me some Rethunk gunk. The nice thing is, 2 swipes with this brush and I have my pattern for this paper. There we go. And it's okay if you've got too much of a pattern on the width. It doesn't hurt anything. Do that. And then make sure we're going the right way with the roses. Just lay that in. Now we're nice and wrinkly. We're shredded a little bit. Let's mist it a little bit. I think I don't have it straight on this end, so let's lift and lay it down again. Water just makes it a little more pliable, helps it lay down. I know I said I'm cool with wrinkles on this, and I really, really am. However, I don't want great big ones. A little bit. Just a little bit of damage, just a little bit of wrinkles. Just a little bit of age to it right there. You don't see the aging on it yet? Promise that you will. I'm gonna scoop that wrinkle right out the back side. And there's our first piece. You can't see that. I still have you down here. You missed that whole thing? Let me do it again. Let's do it again. All right, palette knife, paper. I need a wider angle on my camera, don't I? All right, it's nice and wet. I'm gonna ball it up. Run it back out. And now let's take our palette knife and let's just rough it up a little bit. Rough up those edges. Shred it just a little bit. We want to put some age on it. It has some age on it, but we want to really, really give it a go. A little bit more water would help here. There we go. Bottle's holding out on me this morning. Bunch it up, spread it back out. There we go. When I bunch it up, it just sort of helps to distribute the water across it. It also gives the paper a little bit of a wrinkly look. And I want that because once it dries, after I put the gunk on it, and then I put our classic black glaze on it, I really think I'm going classic black with this, it will settle into the wrinkles that we created when we balled it up. See? All right, now let's get our gunk out and give it a good full coat. There we go. It's okay if it's wider than we need it. Make sure the roses are headed in the right direction. You can see it this time, right? There we go. Yell at me if I do that again. Just yell and go, we can't see. I'm gonna mist it again, just so it'll lay down good. Let's grab our gunk. We use a lot of this. It's okay. You can use a lot of it. It's not gonna hurt anything. There we go. I love this. I'm gonna run some air bubbles out the sides here. And I'm gonna go because, well, I'm just a little bit behind in my time today. It's okay. I've got some things to catch up on. We have a delivery coming in today. Besides our Decoupage Central papers, we have some amazing eucalyptus wood Adirondack chairs coming in. Guess what? They're already red. I don't need to paint them. We're going to let this dry. I'm going to go ahead and finish these other pieces. Look how good all of our pieces are looking together. Can you see? Can you see the almost coming together look yet? It's okay if you can't. It takes a little while sometimes to see the vision. You have to go through the stage where it really doesn't make a lot of sense. We're going to let that dry. We're going to use our crusted up salt wash. I'm going to record this so you can see it at another time. If you're local and you're in the neighborhood, stop by and I'll show you. If you're not local and you're not in the neighborhood, well, keep watching. We'll reel this out, we'll put it up so that you can watch it as well. Even if you're not local, if you happen to be in the neighborhood, stop on in. We can make time for you in the studio. We'd love to show you all the treasures at Two Girls Treasure. We'd love to meet you and make new friends. We're kind of nice that way. We try to be anyway. Thank you for your patience with me today. Thank you for waiting and coming back and hanging out. I truly appreciate seeing you. Pray for all of our children and our youth pastors in this mission trip they're taking. It's exciting. And pray for each other today. Pray for your friends and your family and even the people you just don't even know that are friends you haven't met yet. Have a wonderful and a blessed day. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And I will look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow morning. I cannot promise that we'll have a new project to start. I can promise that we will have something exciting and fabulous to experiment with. That's what the studio is all about. Come experiment with us next Friday evening for The Tale of the Mermaid. It's family fun night. I think it's $15, y'all. Let's make mermaid tales. And then that's followed closely on Saturday by Smalls on Saturday. That's next week, the 28th and 29th. And then we're going to roll into July with a calendar full of fantastic crafting and events, and you don't want to miss a thing. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the morning. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Bye now.